Close your eyes. Come on, I can see you. Close your eyes. Now, imagine an artwork. What do you see? Is it the smiling Mona Lisa? Or the beautiful David? A Picasso abstract? Or maybe something completely different? Open your eyes, please. This is art, too. It's contemporary art. It's hard to talk about it, sometimes even painful to look at. Maybe you are a special kind of audience. But whenever we say that we are into contemporary art, we get this reaction. Like when you're seeing your friend's new and awful haircut, and just before they ask you, do you like it? You get this truth and surprise moment. This moment. We get it a lot when we talk about contemporary art.
I like people. So when they ask me what I do, I often say that I'm a photographer, because photography is something people can easily relate to. Or I say that I'm a software developer, because that's my job. When I want to challenge them, though, I say, I'm really keen on contemporary art. And I can see them stressing out. Or they laugh and say, really? The black square? And you know what's funny? Because it is funny. It is funny because this Kazimierz Malewicz's painting is 100 years old. And you cannot call it contemporary anymore. 100 years is not contemporary. Like, I don't know, if you had a banana which was 100 years old, you wouldn't call it current or from present time. You wouldn't eat it. Instead, you would have a lovely chat with all the bacteria living on it, right? So contemporary means now.
I have a confession. I used to have a big problem with modern art. I used to kind of hate it. From the ridiculous inflated dog of Koons, through Tracy Emin's messy bed, all the way to the vanity temple in the shape of Hearst's skull. I looked at them and I couldn't find any meaning or value behind them. And I looked and looked, visited museums, gave it a chance truly many, many times, and nothing, absolutely nothing would happen, no meaning whatsoever. But in this process, I developed the fear that I'm missing something. Think about it. So many people are in it. So many creators, curators, doers who devote their entire lives to communicate something obviously so important that they don't fear being criticized or ridiculed.
So many people are in it, right? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. But you kept searching.
And I kept searching because I couldn't stand my own ignorance. And I found a person who explained it all, and it suddenly made sense. Art is a language of vulnerability, and every artwork is a message. So an artist is communicating something. I used to hate it, but now I love it.
We love contemporary art, and we believe you can love it too. We decided to transform the way we learn about art. So instead of coming from a time period and its style to an artwork, we want you to meet artists first, and then you can decide if you want to learn about their work. This transformation is called regarding the artist.
We didn't have any artistic background. We are neither art historians, like my dad here, nor art critics. And it made it this much easier to to just go to artists without any agenda and ask them simple questions.
Regarding the artists, it's a project we've been working on since October 2015. It's a collection of faces and stories of people who create art. We research an artist, talk to them if they want to, and yeah, we talk a lot about various topics, about their background, politics, beliefs, values, what and who they love, and also we talk about simple things like what they had for breakfast. And we discuss art too, of course. We take pictures and then we say goodbye. And the real work begins. It takes us a tremendous amount of time to prepare and put together. We transcribe recordings, retouch pictures, have arguments, and believe us, we have arguments, and discussions as to the final version. And then we publish a beautiful, beautiful photo essay about an artist, aiming to bring joy and inspiration to the reader. During this journey, we've met over 30 artists, sculptors, painters, musicians, dancers, and even one poet. Here's what we've learned from them and want to share with you.
Believe it or not, artists are very serious about their work. And they work a lot. Paulina Karpowicz, pictured here, she's a lovely, funny person, laughs when she hears about the artist party nightlife. She works 8 hours a day and claims she has a regular life. Now, if she went to all these parties, she would have no time for painting. Jerzy Kędziora wakes up at 7 a.m., starts his day with breakfast and immediately goes into work mode. He says he's working around the clock. Whenever he's sitting still, he's still conceptualizing his new sculpture. There are night owls as well. Michal Korchowiec works through the night, putting set design for theater productions together. You see, some people worry about their work-life balance, but artists don't. Their work is their life. Now, who here is as devoted to anything as these guys are? Come on, don't be shy. You look like you're pretty invested in something.
Another thing we learned is that the right way is the only way. My dad, who is here today, always asks me, Wiktoria, why they cannot paint it the normal way, like it is. A horse should look like a horse. We all know what a horse should look like, right? So the answer is they could, but they can't. It would be dishonest. And real art comes from heart. It's not about a lack of technique or a need to be controversial. It's about being true to yourself. Kasia Klon here is a great example. In her paintings, she uses symmetry. When she was a student, her professors always taught her to drop symmetry, because it's schizophrenic. But this is how she feels. And of course, she can paint the regular way, but this is not her. So she keeps exploring the world the way she thinks is great, because this is who Kasia really is.
When he was 7 years old, Eryk Makohon wanted to dance. His father worked at the opera and saw how young Eryk constantly performed in front of their family. He sought advice from prima ballerina of Krakow's opera, who suggested sending Eryk to a ballet school 600 kilometers away from home. This, of course, nearly gave Eryk's mom a heart attack. She categorically opposed, and instead Eryk went to a music school, which he loved. In fact, he loved it so much that whenever he did something wrong, his parents would say, be a good boy or we will send you to a regular school. At 17, Eryk started ballroom dancing and later became instructor. But because dancers' career prospects seemed unsafe, he graduated with a master's degree in architecture. Now everything seemed perfect. He had a great job at a studio and he gave ballroom dancing lessons in the evening. But there was something missing. He felt hungry for more expression. When designing, he had to fit into the frames and rules. And when ballroom dancing, there were the clothes, the tournaments, the competition. And he yearned for more expression and eventually found it in contemporary dance. Now, this was 20 years ago when no one knew what contemporary dance was. You could study it, but only abroad, and making a career in it was highly risky, if not crazy. Today, Eryk is a director and choreographer of Krakow's contemporary dance theater, which he established. And his story shows that you can never run away from yourself. You may try, you may turn the wrong way, but if you stop for a moment and truly listen to yourself, your life's purpose will show itself.
Okay, back to regarding the artist. Some ask, is knowing about the artist so important? Shouldn't an artwork be a powerful statement by itself? We say no. Well, we say no because art, this approach, so learning just about an artwork, is inefficient when it comes to contemporary art. Art is more individual than ever before. So an artwork may be a voice of period in time, but is first and foremost a personal statement. Take a look at Beata Bauer. This is just like with a foreign language. When you don't know a foreign language, you can still enjoy its melody, right? But you will never get the meaning. So take a look at Beata Bauer. She uses watercolors in her paintings, and because she wants to show how in nature everything's connected. And it is kind of abstract because she uses geometric shapes, but when you put it in a context, then you see that it actually makes sense.
At the beginning of our presentation, we showed you this. This is an installation by Chinese dissident Ai Weiwei. The columns of Berlin Concert House are draped with 14,000 life vests of Syrian refugees. There are 200 of us here today. Can you imagine this? Do you know what this means? 14,000 people were carrying them on their backs because they felt insecure, because their lives were in danger. And Berliners can take part for a second in their story, thanks to an artist who cared. Look at us. How many things do we do on an autopilot nowadays? We wake up, eat, brush our teeth, go to school, go to work, learn, teach, go home, walk the dog, hit the gym, pass out. Sometimes there's no room for thinking, for connecting with others, for openness and sensitivity, until an artist shakes us with their message, provokes us, makes us think, rips us out of our comfortable life. An artist here who gathers the story at the shores of Lesbos and brings it to Berlin so we can be a part of it and stop in our tracks and for a second just think.
We are living in a world where people can and are being labeled very easily. This girl is too serious. That boy, crazy. This is wrong, that is right. You're a woman, so care for us and cook us dinner. You're a man, so be a man. Come on, don't cry. We are living in a world of pictures, and it's great. It's fantastic because it makes us communicate fast. But also it comes at a price. It can be superficial, and superficiality always hurts. The point of regarding the artist is to humanize art, but not only that. We believe, right? We strongly believe that that the way you approach art can influence the way you approach life. By showing you artists, we dare you to focus on a human instead of an object. So focus on a human, open your heart, and listen.
Thanks a lot.